Yo, what's going on, my college basketball fans? It is GCTV, aka formerly known as the primarily music reviewer, and now I've branched off. So if you're getting into it with the college basketball stuff, I'm covering every single game for the rest of the tournament, including the 4 Elite 8 games, the 2 Final 4 games, and the national championship. So stay tuned for all that stuff. We had 4 games on tonight. We have 2 on tomorrow. We have 2 on Sunday. So expect a recap video every single night. These aren't going to be long videos. Matter of fact, they're going to get shorter and shorter as we go, considering there's less games on, obviously. The big headline of the night. Is this the greatest Cinderella story we have ever seen? And yes it is. Yes, it is. I'm going to answer that question first and foremost. We're talking about St. Peter's and Purdue. And I have a family friend that is probably pissed off right now because he has some Purdue alumni in his family. It's unfortunate, but the number 3 Purdue looking about as good as they've ever looked, besides with Carson Edwards. There's been a couple guys. Jaden Ivey, though, the draft hopeful, heart is broken. But maybe he can focus on the NBA now. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing for him. Probably a bad thing. And in all honesty, St. Peter's didn't even play that exceptional. It's just, I don't even know what happened. 11 points for Rupert, 14 for Banks, 10 for Doug Edert off the bench. Doug Edert is a really good bench player in college basketball, and he's made his name throughout the tournament. People know him as Daddy Doug. I guess so. Edert's a legend, though. He's making a name, and he's definitely one of the more iconic players in this tournament. And if you guys have seen the campuses of St. Peter's, you would celebrate their victory, too. Purdue low-key kind of played like... Did they play better? I wouldn't say so, but it was definitely up there. Gillis had 10, Edey had 11, Stefanovic had 11, 16 for Williams off the bench. A good-ass game, though. Congratulations to St. Peter's. You guys are heading to the Elite 8. You are 3 wins away from a championship as a 6th, or a 15th seed. Not even close to a 6th seed. What the hell am I talking about? Let's move on to Providence and Kansas, which went the way we all expected. Martin scores 23. The top-seeded Kansas beat Providence by 5. Again, it went the way everyone was expecting it to. Kansas City is not Kansas City, KU is actually the only team remaining in my Final 4 on my bracket, because all the other teams have been wiped out. You guys saw Gonzaga, you guys saw Arizona, you guys saw Kentucky earlier in the tournament, first round. So it was a good-ass game, though. Providence put up a hell of a fight. This is one of the best seasons in Providence basketball history. Making the Sweet 16 is not normal for them. So you had 10 for Horschler, you had 21 for Durham, but looking at Kansas, they're just undeniably good. 16 and 11 for Wilson. You had 10 rebounds for Christian Braun, surprisingly. 23 for Martin off the bench. So a good game for Kansas. Shout out to KU. You guys are making the Elite 8. And again, 3 games away from a championship. North Carolina and UCLA, this was all about the school rivalry, the history of the schools. We had the Kareems. We had the Westbrooks, the Levines, the Jordans, everybody, the Vince Carters. Like, the history of these two schools go way, way back. Not necessarily against each other, but as the schools individually. And it was a pretty good game. I wanted UCLA to win. UCLA is one of my fan favorites in this thing. Not to win the whole thing, but I just liked them as a team. But looking at North Carolina, after Caleb Love didn't play as good as he probably wanted to, he put up 30. You had 12 from R.J. Davis. Pretty big part of this team, R.J. is. Manic, 13. Beco, 14 and 15. Looking at UCLA, you had Jacquez Jr., 10 points. You had Johnny Juzang putting up 14. Tiger Campbell putting up 15. And Bernard putting up 16. The final game we're going to talk about of the night. The fact that one of these two teams was going to make the Elite 8 in the first place was very, very interesting. A very interesting storyline, a very interesting matchup that I was looking forward to. We're talking about Iowa State and Miami, and I know one of my friends is salty because he goes to Iowa State, and they lost by 14. But Miami has faced some great teams in this tournament. I'm not saying Iowa State hasn't, but Miami's tournament run has looked a little more impressive. I don't think Iowa State has made the Elite 8 since like 2000. I think that's what they said. McGusty and Miami beat Iowa State by 14 in the Sweet 16. Losing by 14 in the Sweet 16 is definitely tough, but I'll give it to Iowa State. They played really damn good in this tournament. But 13 for Hunter, 11 for Isaiah Brockington, of course. Cal sure had 13 off the bench. 27 for McGusty. Man, he played good. 16 for Miller. 13 for Wardenberg. I don't know who that is. That's going to do it for the video, though. That's all I had to say. Congratulations to Miami as a 10th seed. We have 2 double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight, so leave a like, comment, subscribe. This tournament is full of great storylines. I can't wait to watch Coach K continue his last dance tomorrow against Arkansas. Very good Arkansas team. But hopefully you guys have a good rest of your night. We're getting ready to talk about the NBA. Yes, all the games are done, so I can actually get into that right after this video. So tune in right